to our very able founder, the president of TCS System, Dr. Michael Horowitz, our brand new, hot off the press, president, Dr. Jack Pedutton, to our marvelous commencement speaker and my former colleague, Dr. Antonia Dadar, to our charismatic student speaker, Brother Chris, who reminded me on today that the very first class that he took at Pacific Oaks was with me. There, okay. To our Board of Trustees, all administrators, core and adjunct faculty, staff, but especially to this brilliant, marvelous, intelligent, and incredible group of people right before me. The newest scholars in Pasadena, the Pacific Oaks graduating class of 2019. I say to you, good afternoon. I count it as a blessing and an honor to be chosen as the one to address our newest alumni. We know that it is now party turn-up time. We get that, and you deserve that. But before you go, I have been asked to give a departing benediction in the form of a charge to inspire the spark down in your innermost being, to incite a fire within you that will continue to burn and consume in a dry place, a hurting place, in a society which is wounded, weary, and worrisome. This is a clarion call for you to be the balm, the voice, the salve, and the inspiration. I stood in this place in 2018, and I expressed many of the social, political, economic, and cultural toxicities that currently exist. And it is disturbing to me to say that since that time, they still exist. And sadly, they have become worse. As an official senior and as a cultural elder in my lifetime, I have never witnessed such vile and toxic behavior, which is fueled daily by complicity, silence, and enabling. And while we are told that hate crimes are down, in fact, they are up. The daily data tells us that they have increased. While we have been told that we are on top of international terrorism, domestic terrorism is still ignored. And when did lying become the new norm? Most times, people lie because they cannot face the reality of their truth. When did we decide that scheming our way to the top was to our advantage? What has happened to integrity. We are operating many times devoid of any morals. There is a big difference between a script and a conviction. As a nation, we have changed, and yet I still have hope. We have made some advancements. We have mobilized in some key areas, and many of us have realized that standing together, we can be conquerors. We have done our best in preparing you to understand, construct, and deconstruct theories, utilizing empowering and connecting communication skills, knowledge of being culturally competent within a context of identity development, and we have prepared you to be kind, caring, relational, respectful, and empathetic. So being educated has just begun. The next step is for the knowledge to become portable. Why spend all of this time, energy, and money to matriculate at a private institution with a very specific purpose and then not apply it? When you leave this auditorium, you are stepping out as a new being who has made one of the greatest investments that you will ever make. There are some things that just won't be the same. You have a new chance, a chance to be a light in a dark world, a chance to be magical, waving your wand of healing. Now is your chance to leave something at the altar. Now that's a word you don't often hear at a commencement service, and it's a word that concerns some folks. Often when we hear altar, we think of something attached to areas of spirituality and involves such things as absolution, contrition, sacrifice, and forgiveness. And according to your beliefs and values, that could be what you need. That altar is spelled A-L-T-A-R. However, the altar I'm referring to is spelled A-L-T-E-R. That connotes that while something is visible and somewhat functioning, something is just not right, but instead of getting rid of it, you decide to make some type of adjustment. In contemporary society, that might be called a do-over. I think we can all agree on a daily basis that we see, hear, and experience actions, behaviors, and circumstances that are just not right. Wherever did we get the idea that we could mistreat people and disrespect humanity and think that that's right? Wherever did we get the idea that we would allow our children to bully and berate other children, taunt them, and provoke them to commit suicide? Where did we get the idea that engaging in direct or vicarious acts of trauma won't have long-term consequences, whether you're a child or an adult? Who gave us the idea of thinking that some people don't rightfully belong in the land of the free? and the home of the brave. Even though the folks doing the disinviting are the same ones who legally stole the land from them in the first place. However did we get to a place that we put children in cages? Having children as young as 3 being their own lawyers. How did we come to believe that we can focus on social justice without a critical analysis of what is socially unjust? How can one determine the reality of diversity and inclusion without looking at and collaborating with those who have been excluded? Sometimes we spend more time trying to protect and comfort the offenders than we do for the people who have been offended. This is a good time to leave something at the altar, ALTER. It is a time of refocusing, repositioning, reclaiming, and restaking our humanity. There is a need for people who will embrace living on purpose and with purpose. All of us have assignments in creating a more just and kind world. We won't all have the same assignments. We have differing gifts, but time is moving swiftly. Each day that you are alive, you are a day closer to your demise. Your work as a teacher in ECE, primary age, adolescents, seniors, adults, elders, your academic and clinical skills, coupled with compassion and caring skills, can change a life, and sometimes that life is your life. Lastly, there's a societal occurrence that I'm grateful, yet somewhat surprised, that I've never experienced. It involves these words: put your hands up, you are under arrest. So that means that you are supposed to stop whatever it is that you are saying or doing because someone with sanctioned authority made a decree. If that occurs, you have some swift actions that you must take. Will you engage in obedience or disobedience? Will you be passive or will you be consenting? Please note that our society is screaming on a daily basis that you need to be arrested, that you need to put your hands up as a point of surrender. Yet, we can decide that while our hands are up, that we can raise them even higher in victory, giving cues that we will not give up, we will not give in, we will not become complacent, we will not let society define who we are, what we'll wear, what our body composition looks like, define my language as inappropriate and un-American, and deciding I don't have a right to utilize my cultural competency, communication with my family and my elders and my heritage. We will not let you decide what is appropriate for our hair, whether it is colored hair, textured hair, no hair, or natural hair. And no, by the way, you can't touch it. So, as you depart, please remember to hold on to your hope. Handle the environment and plan it with care to know when you need to alter and make some adjustments, when you need to go from hands up to hands out, and sometimes you might even need to go to hands out. Our dear graduates, consider yourself charged.